Welcome into the Gridiron Grind. 3-3 and Jimmy G back for another week, episode 6 on the season. Jimmy, the Razorbacks have decided to make a change. Sam Pittman is out, and Bobby Petrino rides again, pun
Yeah.
intended, and he is back. And if don't recall what happened to Bobby Petrino last time he was head coach in Arkansas, Google it. Just Google Bobby Petrino motorcycle. But he's back. Thoughts on Sam Pittman being out, Bobby P interim?
So I kind of, after they fired him and it kind of surprised me because like we talked about it before on the show, Tech, UCLA, Oklahoma State had nothing really worth keeping, right?
Right.
So go fire your coach mid-season. After they fired him, I got to thinking, I go, I guess we really don't either. I said, that makes sense. I mean, you could cherry pick a couple guys, Taylon Green, Cam Ball on the defensive line, a linebacker or two, maybe a couple linemen, but as a whole, we don't really have anything worth keeping
Big,
either. So
but a
I'm like,
big difference in what Arkansas, I think this was part of the strategy, is all the good players for Arkansas have played over 4 games. If y'all have played 5 games now, right? And so
yeah.
they can't redshirt. So if they enter the transfer portal in the next 30 days, they are not eligible to play this year.
I did not know that. I thought,
I'm pretty sure they can't play this year, but I know they can't redshirt. So a lot of the guys on the
yeah,
other teams, they enter the portal, but they saved their redshirt because they only played in less than 4 games.
gotcha.
I
Yeah,
don't think they would be eligible to play this year with another team.
I thought that I'd have to look into it, but I thought if the head coach gets fired, you have 30 days,
Correct.
everyone's instantly eligible. But you might be
What?
right on that. Like I said, I've never really thought it would happen to Hogs, so I kind of, didn't really look it up. But
I'm pretty confident they're not eligible. I'm gonna Google that. But yeah, we didn't really talk about Mike Gundy last week either. So a couple of this is 5 Power 4 teams that have fired their coach now. The Virginia Tech,
Baltic, UCLA,
UCLA,
Oklahoma
Oklahoma
State,
State. Um,
Arkansas, that's four.
I feel like there was one more, but uh,
Yeah, I can't think of it off the top of my head. You might be right.
I'm Googling it right now. Let's.
Dude, I just go heads up, heads up
So
on.
they're ineligible. So
Oh,
they have a
good.
30-day window from the day it was fired. However, any player who transfers during this window will be ineligible to play for their new team until next season.
Well, there you go. That'll keep you.
So I think it was strategy on Arkansas's part. Probably smart strategy.
Yeah, I guess to keep that's pretty good, and depending on whose side of the fence you're on, you go, oh, it's kind of crappy, let the kids go play and da da da. And if you're going to be on that side, that's fine. But I don't ever want to hear anything about the state of college football with NIL and the
Yeah.
portal. Uh, but yeah, you're right, Trey, man. That's pretty good. That probably was a lot of
So
strategy. Hey,
it
we're
helps
going to
keep
wait
your
till.
team, yeah, it helps keeps the team intact, gives Bobby Petrino a chance to maybe win some games if he can somehow get it turned around. I know Sam Pittman was well loved, just not winning enough football games the last couple of years.
Sam Pittman, great guy, all reports. Fantastic guy. Players love him, recruits love him. I think we've lost 7 recruits or something since this happened. We're down to
Yeah.
17 commitments or something like that on the left. Might be the greatest offensive line coach or the best offensive line coach in college football. I'd love for, it never happens. Like if there was a Vegas line on this, it would be plus probably 1 quintillion. I'd love for him to come back and just coach the O line.
Yeah.
Like, not going to happen. But when we had Bielema, he was the O line coach. Then he leaves and follows his buddy Jim Chaney to Georgia. Georgia's O line, all of a sudden, he puts what, 4 first rounders, 2 or 4 first rounders from Georgia. Then we get him back to be the head hog. And so I'm going, he knows offensive linemen, but just not a head coach. I think he's just one of those guys, just not a head coach, man.
Probably
I think
not.
he's a great position coach, but just not a head coach, I don't think.
And my take nowadays, He's older, and I think they might have some health problems. I don't think he's in serious health trouble, but just older. You got to have a lot of energy in today's day and age of college football. There's so much college football coach has to do now. You got to recruit in high school, and you got to have a relationship with all the high school head coaches. You got to retain your roster. You got to keep them from going. You got to manage personalities and money, how much you're paying players. You got to recruit in the transfer portal. You got to keep your guys from entering the portal. Oh, and then by the way, we want you to win football games too. And that takes a lot of time and effort on its own to prepare and win football games. So you got to have guys who have a lot of energy and can really manage everything that's required of a head football coach in college these days.
Yeah, and another thing is I don't know how, now in talking about, oh, who's next, and names float around, Rhett Lashley, GJ
That's the one I
Kinney,
keep hearing is Rhett Lashley.
McGuire out at Tech. Yeah, Rhett Lashley was quarterback at Arkansas. He's from Arkansas. Another thing I'm reading is the Chad Morris experience might have got some folks a little gun shy of bringing the SMU guy over, but Rhett Lashley, again, Arkansas guy. But like you and I've talked, and I think we've said it on the show, I don't care if it was Nick Saban. If in today's college football world, and I will argue this to my grave as long as this is the current, it does not matter who it is. If the boosters who or whoever is given money isn't going to donate to your NIL, it almost doesn't matter who your X's and
Right.
O's. You don't need, I mean, you need a great X's and O's guy like, not necessarily Nick Saban or Kirby Smart. You can get by on a lesser guy
Yes.
if you've got all the, like, I don't know if Joey McGuire is that great, right? But you put enough around him out there at Tech with that oil money. I'm
Yeah.
going, guy may be all of a sudden they're like, holy crap, it looks like Bill Belichick in
I
the
agree with
NFL,
that.
not North Carolina. But so John Gruden, oh, wouldn't it be cool? I go, no, not if the boosters aren't behind it
True.
anymore. If the people giving the money to the NIL, not, oh, I'll build a library, or oh, I'll build a athletic complex. If the people giving cash, go recruit, aren't behind your coach, it's not going to matter. So that'll be interesting to see who the boosters get behind. Again, I use John Calipari all the time as an example. One of the Tysons got behind and donated millions to the NIL, so we get Calipari. Now we're in getting a bunch of recruits, at least in the top five, top three, that guys would probably never looked at Arkansas before. So
And that's another thing.
anyway, be interesting.
Arkansas has money. Now, they don't have Texas Tech money, but they have enough money to be competitive. And what I've heard a lot of Arkansas people say is, listen, look at Missouri and look at Ole Miss. Why can't Arkansas at least be those two? Missouri's had a couple of 10-win seasons. You've seen what Ole Miss has done. Lane Kiffin is perfect for the NIL world and perfect for the transfer portal world. So
Yes.
Arkansas can at least be what Missouri and Ole Miss. Now, I will say Missouri's benefited from a weak schedule the last couple of years, but I can see Arkansas. Could they win a national championship? Yeah, absolutely they could. But like when you're talking about the floor, the bottom line, I think Arkansas has the potential bottom line at their worst to be 8-4. Like if you were minimum 8-4 every year, I think Arkansas fans would take that every year. Like on our bad years, we're 8-4. I mean, because that's what Ole Miss is right now, and that's what Missouri is right now.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I mean, the problem uh, the problem is when you get some expectations, when you have the expectations of, hey man, we've got a team, or we have been, after the Petrino, but before the Petrino disaster, I think we got up to number five or number three in the nation. Uh, national title contender, had Ryan Mallett, who was a Heisman Trophy contender. I mean, you get that stuff going, and then you go, oh man, hey, once you get expectations, then as with, like, well, you see it with Texas when you're going, yeah, man, this guy's a good guy, great coach, but not winning enough for the expectations. Now Arkansas doesn't have the expectations that Texas does, but expectations will get you fired in a
Yes.
heartbeat.
Oh, well.
So uh, I don't know. I don't know if they would take 8 wins. They now, with what we've been doing, yes, they would take 8 wins. Last year, we lost the most in NCAA. I think 7 games by one
Yes.
possession or less. And
Yes.
I'm going, golly, man, that could have been 10 wins on a
Yes.
team that I'm going, there's no way we would have been. And I'm going,
You just
man,
split
really?
those. Half of those. Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
you're looking at 10-win season last year.
Yeah, crazy. So, uh,
But
but yeah,
this is how bad it got at Arkansas. Like that Notre Dame game was raw, and then that was the nail in the coffin. But I read a stat this week. The last 15 possessions, uh, the Arkansas's opponents have had 10 touchdowns, 4 field goals, 1 turnover on downs, end of half. Notre Dame end of half. So the only stop they got was halftime because Notre Dame ran out of time. So the last 15 possessions, I think a couple of them were for Notre Dame, and then the game
Mhm.
before, 10 touchdowns, 4 field goals, and an end of half. End of the drive. That's just not going to cut. That defense not going to cut it.
It's not going to cut it. And then you have to watch your old defensive coordinator, I believe 2 coordinators ago, maybe 3, Chris Ash on the other
Notre
side
Dame.
for Notre
Yep.
Dame, put together just amazing defense, and really embarrass you. And this is after you went so far as to make Lou Holtz the honorary captain. So to rub one in, to kind of put the dagger in Notre Dame a little bit or try to be like, yeah, y'all's probably the coach that most people know other than Rockney, is going to be decked out in Arkansas stuff because he's the honorary captain. I thought that was kind of funny at first, and I went, "Oh, I know why they did it. That's smart. Like, I get
Yeah.
it. It's a little dig," and then just get embarrassed. So, that was, yeah, something had to happen. Fired Sam Pittman, defensive coordinator's been relieved. I think we've a couple more assistants. So, big rebuild there in Fayetteville.
Yeah. Big rebuild's coming. Sam Pittman's out. We'll see who the next head hog's going to be for the Razorbacks next year. See what Calipari does on the basketball court this year. Of course, there's always baseball. Um, Hog's
Yeah.
always good in baseball.
And that's one thing we talked about. I'm going as far as Arkansas goes. If you can wrap, if the fan base can go, guys, we're probably just not a football school. We'll be okay every now and then. But let's throw all the focus into basketball and
Good.
baseball. I think we can win a national title in one of those two,
Yeah.
definitely before we ever sniff a conference championship in football, much less a national title. So, yeah, my focus now is going to go to the other two and Stars hockey. So.
Yeah. That's right. Stars back up and running. We'll stick with college football. A couple of big wins last week. Ole Miss beat old LSU. I watched most of that game. Ole Miss was the better team from start to finish.
Mhm.
Oregon beat Penn State in overtime. It's a miracle that game even went to overtime. Oregon was the better team the entire game. Somehow Penn State at home forced overtime. Oregon wins. Drew Aller's just terrible. He was awful for Penn State. And then Alabama upsets Georgia. They're in a close ball game in Georgia. Kirby Smart I'm just screaming at him. He goes for they're at their own like 20 or 25, so well within field goal range. You're down 3 in the fourth quarter, and it's 4th and 1. Instead of kicking the field goal to tie it up in the fourth quarter, you go for it and you lose 3 yards. You next time you get the ball, you never had a drive. Could have sent that thing to overtime, elected not to, and you lose the football game. I thought it was a terrible decision by Kirby Smart. But Alabama was the better football team from start to finish in that one. So some big wins last week. That was a great weekend of college football.
That was, and you could tell Nussmeier just kind of feeling off. Not a good game for him. And Ole Miss, like you said, is the team. I thought Kiffin had a great game plan. As I was watching that unfold, I was kind of like, uh-oh. I was like, I took the over and LSU, and I was like, neither of
Yeah.
those are looking good because I'm going, Ole Miss looks like LSU looked like they may not. I didn't think LSU was going to do their part to score once I started
No.
watching that, and I was like, Ole Miss is probably going to win the game too. So,
Yeah. All right. This week's not as good of a weekend. Still got a couple good games, 2 ranked games. You have number 16 Vanderbilt at number 10 Alabama. After it was a 12.5 spread, it's been bet down. Alabama's still favored when I checked it out before the show at 10.5. Vanderbilt, of course, got the upset last year. That was in Nashville. Now Vanderbilt goes on the road to Tuscaloosa to play Alabama. Alabama favored 10.5. I do have a bet in this game. Is this a potential letdown spot for Alabama? That Georgia game was big for them, and they were ready to go, and they played. Vanderbilt has this one circled, especially the upset, but you would think Alabama does too. It's just coming off that emotional high of a big road win. You think we got an upset alert here, or how do you see this Vanderbilt uh, Alabama game? I will say the two quarterbacks, maybe the two best quarterbacks in the SEC right now. Diego Pavia for Vanderbilt and Ty Simpson looked phenomenal. He was dotting it up against that Georgia secondary last week. How do you see this one playing out? Vanderbilt out of Alabama.
I think I gotta play on this also, and I'll go ahead and give it away. I think there's going to be some points scored in this.
Okay,
I think
see that.
Alabama is going to try to match their same energy they had against Georgia. Maybe a little bit of a letdown, but Vanderbilt's going to come ready to play. They're going to come slinging it. Alabama's going to have revenge, especially Kalen DeBoer. I mean, you lose to Vanderbilt after taking over Nick Saban. Not only did you turn his office into a T-Mobile store, but then you go out and lose to Vanderbilt, a team that has historically been garbage, uh, everything but baseball. Yeah, so I could see a little revenge going on and a little Ty Simpson, Diego Pavia kind of matchup. So yeah, I expect this one to be pretty good.
I do too. I think it's gonna be a close ball game. I like the over could definitely hit for sure. Both quarterbacks high level. I don't know how good Vanderbilt's defense is. I think their offense is legit. I think they're better than they were last year, and I mean this is a legit SEC team now. I mean they're on their line of
Isn't that
scrimmage.
crazy?
I mean like they're legit good SEC team. You can't take them lightly like you could a couple years ago and for decades before that. I mean, this is a legit top team, and that's where I worry a little bit. Alabama, that was a big emotional letdown, and this is
Hmm.
huge for Vanderbilt. I think 10.5 is a ton of points. So that kind of tips off my hand what my bet's going to be. The nightcap, we got number 3 Miami at number 18 FSU. Miami favored by 4.5. It's in Tallahassee, Florida State. Miami, we both said last week we thought Miami might be the best team in the country. I think that after watching Ohio State last week, I'm moving Ohio State in my rankings. I'd have Ohio State 1, Miami 2. I think they're the two best teams in the country, but that Ohio State, their defense, I think is the best defense in the country.
Hmm.
And I think Ryan Day does such a great job of helping his quarterbacks with game plans and plays. He makes the reads easy. I mean, it's a one read. You either throw it here or here. It's a one easy read. His quarterbacks are always in rhythm. They're always making good decisions. They hardly ever turn it over. So I have moved Ohio State up in my rankings to number 1. But Miami at Florida State, we both believe in Miami. A little bit of a letdown since Florida State lost last week at Virginia, which I called that grid on grind right here. I had Virginia in the upset. How do you think Miami, Florida State? I mean, this is an old school rivalry. This is maybe the rivalry of the 90s. What are you seeing in Miami and Florida State?
I know Florida State had better come out ready to play. It's in Tallahassee. That place can be rocking,
It will.
regardless.
Night game.
And I think you're going to have a bunch of the old heads there, Michael Irvin, Akeem
Oh, he'll be there.
Warwick type guys. Uh, you're going to have those guys. That to me is so awesome when those guys come back. Warwick Dunn, and Peter Warwick, just the players, the stars from those great matchups. I don't know if any of the Florida State kickers will be there, but that that game that game used to be the game you'd circle: Texas OU, Ohio State, Michigan, Miami, Florida State,
Yep.
Iron Bowl maybe. But
Yep.
so yeah, I'm pretty pumped for this, and Florida State better come ready to play because Miami will embarrass them if they get the chance.
I agree with that. I think I got to play in this game as well. I can see a lot of points being scored. I think Florida State will have a night game, re-energize. They have an extra day of prep, and they're going to be taking it serious after they got shocked on the road against Virginia. I think they're going to give them all they got. I think Castellanos is going to have a bounce back game, the quarterback for Florida State. I think Miami is going to have to match their energy and respond. I do think Miami's the better football team. I think just so many weapons in this game. Miami does have an unbelievable defense, but their pass rush is really good. But Florida State's got a running quarterback. I think that he'll be heavily used in the running game. I just see this as being a high energy, back and forth football game, and I can see there being a lot of points here in this one.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Florida State's defense is 28th in the FBS. Miami's is 13th.
Yeah,
So, but Florida State's offense, first in the FBS with 600 yards per
they can
game. So
get some
that's
yards.
going to be that's going to be a good one to watch. Like you said, the matchup to that Miami defense and Castellanos there, the Florida State quarterback. So yeah, I'll be locked into that. I'm pretty
Yeah,
excited.
should be a good one. All right, let's transition to the NFL. Cowboys kissed their sister this past week with a tie, 40-40 against the Packers. Um, I don't even know what to say about this. I can't say anything else that hadn't already been said. When the Cowboys offense shows up, they're elite. And they've shown up every game except for against the Bears. They scored on the Eagles until the lightning delay, and then they didn't score. They scored on the Giants, and then didn't score against the Bears, and then we score against the Packers. And the Packers, I think, had the top defense in the league before the Cowboy game. So this Cowboy offense, when they show up, they're elite. But this Cowboy defense, this might be the worst passing defense I've ever seen the Dallas Cowboys run out there. It is bad, bad. And when
Business.
you score and you go up three with 30 seconds left, I texted everybody I was in a text with, and anybody that was still up in my house listening and on my block. 30 seconds is not enough. We're going over. We'll be lucky just to
Yep.
go to overtime. If there would have been
Yep.
45 seconds left, the Packers probably scored a touchdown to win the game. That's how bad this defense, this passing defense is for the Cowboys. We get, and it's from top to bottom. No pass rush. Can't cover anybody. Trayvon Diggs is not what he was a few years ago. I mean, Matt Eberflus is awful. If Jerry Jones fired him right after the game, I wouldn't have blamed him. The defense is just so bad. But I love seeing what I'm seeing from Dak this year. Dak is as locked in, I think, as I've seen him through 4 games. Cowboys tied. They're 1-2-1. Better than a loss, I guess. Also, the last play with the Packers in overtime, trying to score a touchdown, it hits the linebacker in the back and it falls to the ground with 1 second left. If that ball bounces up and then comes down, because the clock stops when it hits the ground. If it would have
Mhm.
bounced up, we win that football game. If it would have
Yeah.
bounced out of the end zone, we win that football game. Just terrible luck. The defense didn't deserve any kind of luck. But thoughts on the Cowboys tying the Packers 40-40 in overtime?
Yeah, I mean, this goes back to how we played against Philly. Like, yeah, it's not a loss, but now we gotta look at that stupid number one at the end of the
Yes.
record all year. Not to mention that's Parsons' number, which I thought was kind of funny. Um, dude, like you said, elite. George Pickens, welcome to the Dallas
Yes.
Cowboys.
Woo.
I mean, we're getting out there, and also I don't know what they said to Steele. I don't know if something was wrong. I don't know, but we need to bench that dude, I think, once a game
Yeah.
and light whatever fire under him we can. Because he came back out after being benched. He came back out and was just a monster. We
He
all know he's a
was.
better run blocker than pass blocker, but he really locked in. And then I like the other guys at Taylor that went in for Guyton, the left tackle.
Yes.
Guyton went out. Love that guy too. I'm
We
sitting here going, okay, I like our offensive line. Love Javonte Williams. That guy
Yeah.
is back.
Runs hard.
I
Yes.
love it. Love it. Blue, your boy Blue may not get on the field this year until, you know, towards the
They're
end of the
saying it.
season.
They're saying it could be in a week or two. He's close because
Yeah, I'm
Sanders got
going.
dinged up, so we might need him.
I would love to see him. I was excited to see him this year. I can't believe he hadn't been in here, especially after Sanders fumbled against Philly. I said,
Well,
well,
he's been hurt. He's been hurt, so he's
yeah,
out with an injury.
I'm going, man, I'm ready for Blue. But man, I tell you what, Javonte Williams, I'm excited. Dude, hope. The worst thing they could have done is give me hope.
Yes,
They had
I
hope after
know.
Philly, and then Washington, or excuse me, not Washington, New York. We did exactly what we're prone to do. We play hard toward the end of the game. We like to come back from being down. Boom, we win that game. Then we roll into Chicago, the Chicago game. We play up and we play down to our opponents.
We do.
Is what
Yes.
I'm seeing. We played up to Philly, almost won that game. We played down to New York, and we're lucky they're so trash
Yep.
that we're able to fight back and win. We played down to Chicago and get bent over. And then we play up against the Packers because we've got to, because Parsons and all that. And we almost win the game. We end up tying. I'm going, if we could ever put, we talk about it all the time, great coaching. And I like shoddy, but we got to play up here
Yes.
all the time. And I think we have better outlook. Uh, I like what we're seeing, but golly, man, this playing up, playing down to teams is really frustrating.
Well, we're at a position, our offense has to show up every game or we don't have a chance. And
Yep.
if we could just get anything from the defense, any type of stop whatsoever, I mean, that just increases our chances. If our offense shows up, the offense is elite, but luckily the next two opponents are not good. The Jets, winless, and the Panthers, I think, have one win, but they're not good. Both of them, I
Mhm.
believe, are on the road. You got to figure out how to win those games. I'm surprised by the line. Cowboys are only favored by 1 point at the Jets, the 0-4 Jets. That scares me. What does Vegas know that
Yeah.
we don't? And so that worries me. So you're going to have to hold on to your butts the next 2 weeks. Cowboys, that's the roller coaster. We're going to play a bad team. We're going to play. I'm expecting our worst game of the season. It's just Vegas is basically telling you, hey, don't trust the Cowboys. I'm sure people are hammering the Cowboys. -1,
Oh
-1,
yeah.
-1. I don't trust the Cowboys at all. As much as I want to believe we're going to beat the Jets. I've seen us lose to the Jets too many times in my lifetime.
And let's not forget, like you said, our defense, whatever they're doing, Elam is garbage. There's a
Yes.
reason that dude is cut. Get rid of him. Bring in Gardner Johnson for a workout or something.
Yes.
There's no way we can sit there and go, I like what we've got on defense. Absolutely not. You're
No.
crazy. Any of the Joneses, crazy for doing that. Like for say if they're saying that. Bring in somebody just for a workout to maybe Elam needs some fire under him. I don't know. But I'm going, like you talk about the Jets. Garrett Wilson turns out pretty good receiver.
Yeah.
Uh, and if Justin Fields, if we do to him what we did to Caleb Williams, Justin Fields, they might go, this is the guy that number one
Yes.
overall. This is the guy that made that one throw at the combine that made everyone go, he's got to go number one overall. That to me is the biggest risk also is going, oh man, everybody's going to have their career day. We already know everybody plays the Cowboys. You're going to get their A+ game regardless. So I don't like it. Like you said, -1 and then to New York. And we've coming off these emotional butt kick by Chicago, kiss your sister with Green Bay. We're in a spot for a big emotional letdown too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I, w-
I'm nervous.
I'm very nervous about the Jets game. One thing I was going to add about the Packers game, you kind of touched on it. Um, we were without three starting offensive linemen for the Packer game, and you didn't notice it. Like you said, Taylor,
Right.
the left tackle filling in for Guyton, phenomenal job. We had was it Bass and Huffman was center and guard backups,
Mm-hmm.
and then we took Steele out for a little bit. Um, Offensive line's been phenomenal. I like our starters, but we played the back three backups against the Packers and Micah
Mm-hmm.
Parsons, and you didn't even notice. So I love where the offense is at. The defense just give me something of defense.
Dude, and I
Um,
love what we're doing up front on the line. Solomon
we're,
Thomas,
we're
man, that's a
we're doing a
great, that
solid
might
job
be,
stopping the run.
yes. Solomon Thomas reminds me of when we got Rolando McClain, the guy that you're kind of like, it might be
Yeah,
done. He
yeah,
comes here and has like a second career. Darren McFadden,
yep.
another guy. Of course, McClain and McFadden get out of Oakland, and it's easy. They're like,
It's
thank
also
goodness they
true.
come. Yeah, but like Solomon Thomas, man, I'm like, yeah, golly, what's he got in the tank? He's got a lot left. That guy can still
Yeah,
play, get in the backfield, disrupting. We just can't guard anybody.
no,
Our secondary is
so bad.
off.
It's so bad, so bad. Anyway, all right, last 10 minutes of the program here. Let's get to our picks, and man, they haven't been pretty. Uh, I,
No,
I was
golly.
I was 4-4. I don't even know if I want to say this for you, Jimmy. I was
Good
4-4
eight.
last week, 17-14 on the season. So I got a winning record on the season. Jimmy was 2-10 on this week and 11-27 on the season.
Yeah.
So, hey, but it's going to be a heck of a comeback story. Heck of a comeback. If you don't believe, just go against Jimmy every week, I guess. But I don't
Yeah.
have as
Maybe.
much this week. I just didn't like as many games. I did.
I've got eight.
I got
Five.
6.
I've got five college and three NFL.
I got 4 college, 2 NFL. So I'll start. I got a Friday night game. San Diego State hosting Colorado State. I love the Aztecs here. Colorado State, I think, is bad. And
Yep.
San Diego State, they whipped Cal 2 weeks ago. Now they were in
Yep.
a rock fight last week against Northern Illinois. That was a weird game. They won 6-3 or 9-6. Terrible game, but they won and covered. I think San Diego State is the better football team. Colorado State, I I don't believe in Colorado State at all. So it's just as much a bet of San Diego State as it is against Colorado State. Give me San Diego State on Friday night -6.
Yeah. Same bet. I don't know if that's good or bad for you, but I'm telling you, for the same reasons. I said, give me the Aztecs -6. Colorado State's garbage. San Diego State's the better football team. I said, this is going to be one of those games where you look up and it's like 38-3. You go, man, that was an awesome win.
Yeah.
Give me the Aztecs
I
minus
feel that.
six.
I feel that exact same thing. All right, I already touched on it. I'm taking Vanderbilt plus 10.5 at Alabama. I think Bama will win the football game because they're the better team and they're at home. Minor letdown after a big emotional road win against Georgia. I just think Vanderbilt, I can see them bringing the energy early, but Alabama will probably ultimately be too much for Vanderbilt, but I think it'll be close for most of the game. In 10.5, that's just too many points. I can see Alabama winning this by 7 or even 10. So give me Vanderbilt plus 10.5.
Same game, over 56. I think DeBoer is going to try to blow him out. Embarrassment, get payback from last year. But Pavi on the other side, man, that guy's a football player. He is going to keep Vanderbilt in there as
Yep.
long as he can. And I agree with you, probably till the end of the game. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is a 30 something to 30 something game. So give me the over 56.
All right. Central Michigan on the road against Akron. I took Toledo against Akron last week. Toledo blew them out. I think Akron might be the worst football team in Division One. So it's a bet against Akron. Central Michigan won last week. I like Central Michigan -7 at Akron.
I thought about that one and I thought, no, let's stay away from it because knowing my luck, again,
Akron
my
will play the best game of the year.
Charlie Fried suit back up for the Zips. So K-State and Baylor. Give me K-State +7.
Like it.
I think Baylor's good. It's going to be in Waco, but this is a game. This is a letdown game for the Bears, I'm afraid. K-State is going to keep this one closer than Baylor wants. So give me K-State +7.
I mean, seven's a lot. K-State, I think they might be picking it up a little bit. They had a rough start, 1-3, but got the win last one. I think Kansas State might be picking it up. All right, I've already touched on Miami, Florida State. I like the over of 53. It was at 56, but it's dropped to 53 because they are expecting rain in Florida. Something to watch for that Texas-Florida game at 2:30, and then you got Miami, Florida State at night. They're expecting some rain, so that's why. But I believe I read a report a couple years ago. Weather in college affects the defense more than it affects the offense.
That
Um,
makes sense.
whether that's true or not, it affects tackling, it affects their traction, trying to cover guys. It also affects, which helps overs. It affects the ball carrier, so they could fumble it, and then on
Mhm.
territory, they could also fumble it if they're about to score, which would suck. But I like taking overs in rain games when the numbers dropping down. So give me Miami, Florida State over 53.
Same game. Give me Miami -4.5. I think Miami is going to come send a message. Ed Reed, Michael Irvin, all those guys are going to be back there. That game is going to be star studded, and Miami's going to show out. Give me Miami -4.5. And then for my last one, Iowa State and Cincinnati, give me Iowa State +2.
Love
Iowa
that.
State undefeated. I don't care if they're on the road or not. Rocco Beck, another guy, just a football player, man. That guy is a football player and he's a winner. Son
Yes.
of Anthony Beck. Give me Iowa State +2.
I love that. I got that one circled for Coffee with Krita. Check out my Instagram on Saturday mornings. Yeah, I'm right there with you on Iowa State. All right, NFL. I got two NFL bets. First, let's start with excuse me, the Chargers hosting the Commanders. The Commanders got to go all the way from Washington D.C. East Coast all the way to Los Angeles. It's a big travel. I like the Chargers. I'm high on the Chargers this year. I think they can cover this. Chargers -2.5.
Yeah, they let me down last week. They let
Yes.
Jackson Dart come out and get a win, but I like that. That time zone stuff, man. You think this doesn't
Matters.
play into it? It does matter. Thursday night, 49ers Rams under 46. I'm going off. I got to get back to basics, Creed. Got to start winning.
Yep.
Thursday unders.
Oh
Give
yeah.
it to me. Give
Staple.
me Thursday unders. So give me under 46, 49ers and Rams.
All right, my last NFL bet's a teaser. So how teasers work, I'm gonna do a
Oh,
two-team 7-point teaser, which means you take the number and then you get 7 points in your favor, but they both have to win the bet. So my teaser is Cardinals -1. It's -8, so you get down to -1. And then the Bills Sunday Night Football hosting the Patriots. It's 7.5, so you can get Bills minus half a point. So you got to win both Cardinals -1 and Bills minus half a point to win the bet. That's my teaser.
I like it. Also important to note on teasers, unlike a parlay, if they, like Trey said, if they both don't win, you don't win. There is no tie. If you have a
Yes.
five-leg parlay and
One
one of
time. Yeah.
them push, it drops down to a four-leg. In a
Yep.
teaser, if you push, you lose. So
Yep. That's true.
important to note that if you didn't
It
already
is.
know it. Texans Ravens. Give me Ravens plus 1.5. I know Lamar is probably out, but I think the Ravens just are going to be too much for the Texans. They're getting points, so give me 1.5 with the Ravens. Giants and Saints. Give me the Giants to go down there and beat up on the Aints. Spencer Rattler, awful. Jackson Dart's got his feet wet. Cam Scatterboo looking good. Give me Giants +2. Getting points. I know it's on the road. Getting
The,
points.
the
Why
Saints are
not?
terrible. They're the Aints and the Giants with Dart. Maybe they found something with Dart. Who knows?
Yeah. They
All right,
lose
here's the
Malik Neighbors for the year, but they got
yeah,
enough.
they got
They
enough.
got enough to beat the Aints.
All right, here we go. Here's the rundown. Jimmy, college, Friday night. He's got San Diego State -6. Saturday college bets. Vanderbilt, Alabama over 56. Kansas State +7. Miami -4.5. Iowa State +2. In the NFL on Thursday night, he's got the 49ers Rams under 46. Ravens +1.5. And the Giants +2. Created three myself. Friday night, I'm also on San Diego State -6. Saturday college games, I got Vanderbilt +10.5, Central Michigan -7, and Miami, Florida State over 53. In the NFL, I got Chargers -2.5, and then I got you a teaser, a two-team 7-point teaser. Cardinals -1, Bills minus half a point. Got to win both of those to win the bet. So there's our show. There's our picks. This is the week we get. Both of us have a winning week. I feel it. This is the
I
week.
like it.
This is the week.
Also, I got the opportunity to go down and watch SMU play Syracuse on Saturday. So I will be down there.
Oh, awesome.
The line was a little bit larger. I think it was SMU 17.5. So I was like, yeah, I kind of want to stay away from that. But I'm excited to go down there, watch the game, and
Oh, that'd be
root on the
blast.
ponies with some
That'd
buddies.
be blast.
Yeah,
I've
SMU
actually
17 and a
played.
half over 58.
I've played in that
So,
stadium. Ford Field. It was my last high school football game that I ever
right.
played. Shout out '04 Bearcats. Lost to
It's
Ennis.
not the Gerald Ford that I thought it was, turns out.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's a businessman, Dallas businessman, Gerald J.
Huh,
Ford. Yeah, that's
how
what I
about
said
that?
too.
Yeah, we lost the state semifinals in '04 to Ennis, who won state the next week. So, um, yeah, good stadium, great stadium, good turf, good turf. That's our show. Like, comment, subscribe. We're on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. Give us a shout out, and we'll see you next week. Later, Jimmy.
Yeah.